Whatever evidence globers provide, flat earthers will never believe it.
And that's a 100% true statement. And today we will look at 2 examples of this. 2 big fools. In December it's 5 years since I made my first Flat Earth video, and I know I haven't convinced any flat earthers at all that they don't live on a flat pizza. Recently I made 2 videos about claims from Taboo Conspiracy and Witsit regarding a NATO communication system, a radio system, and I used the same evidence or sources as those 2 fools, and I showed that their claims wasn't possible on a globe and not on a flat earth. And what was the reactions? You can read Taboo Conspiracy's reactions to my 2 videos on the screen. So, the statement in the beginning of this video is correct.
Whatever evidence globers provide, flat earthers will never believe it.
Flat earthers believes that the globe is a big conspiracy. NASA, the governments, the church, everybody is hiding the true shape of the earth, and they think they have evidence for this. In reality they are all clowns, and they believe in any silly stories that claims to be proofs for a flat earth. They use others' videos of oil rigs outside California, and they call them black swans. Today we will have a look at 2 more well-known flat earthers and their latest video that they show the total lack of understanding of reality. Today we will look at DITRH and Taboo Conspiracy's latest videos.
Whether you know that the earth is a globe, or whether you know that the earth is flat, give me 3 minutes of your time and you can literally change the world for the better.
I found this video as DITRH channel. As usual, he haven't done this video himself. It's from TikTok and I don't know who this flat earther is. Let's continue.
And if you don't care what shape it is and you think it doesn't matter, then please hear me out. And I'll explain exactly why it does matter. Whatever evidence globers provide, flat earthers will never believe it. And whatever evidence flat earthers provide, globers will never believe it.
There is a very big problem with that statement, because flat earthers never present any evidence at all. And another problem, flat earthers can't agree on anything. Show us a map, explain the sun, and so and so. You don't have a model.
Because we've all conditioned to be that way. It's deliberate, and I'll get to that in a minute. On the globe model, the Antarctic continent takes up a relatively small part of the globe, right at the bottom, and the coastline is at about 10,000 miles long. Okay. On the flat Earth model, obviously it's very different. The Antarctic ice wall goes all the way around the outside, encompassing every continent on Earth, and is approximately 78,000 miles long. That's quite a difference, right?
And if a flat earth fool like Nathan Oakley would watch this video, he would scream at this time, "We don't claim to have a model."
So what if we could prove it for ourselves once and for all, without anyone official being involved, without either side being able to call foul or that's cheating? So here's what I propose. We get half a dozen of the most famous and outspoken globers, half a dozen of the most famous and outspoken flat earthers, and we put 3 of each into 2 different aeroplanes. Alright? We start them off at the same point, and those two aeroplanes fly off in opposite directions, following the coastline, which means they'll meet approximately halfway round on the other side. So on both models, supposing they set off from the closest point to Chile, and halfway round they're both going to meet up somewhere around Tasmania. All right, the difference will be the distance they've traveled and how far and how long it will take them to get there.
3 years ago, a real pilot, his name is Kelsey and he have a big YouTube channel called 24 Gear. He offered to arrange a flight over Antarctica, over the South Pole, and he invited flat earthers to join for a reasonable sum. But no one was interested. Surprised?
So supposing, for argument's sake, that those both planes are traveling at 500 miles an hour, then on a globe Earth model, they'll both have to cover 5,000 miles, which is about 10 hours. And on a flat Earth model, they both have to travel 39,000 miles.
This is the longest range jetliner in service, Airbus 350 XVB ultra long range, and it can fly up to 11,000 miles, and he is talking about 39,000 miles. Oh dear, flat earthers can't do their own research. This is so silly.
Which is about 78 hours before they meet up. Now that's a huge difference and a huge margin of error.
Yeah, and a big error, because this experiment wouldn't be possible on a flat Earth.
Now this is complicated slightly by the fact that allegedly there is a 90-kilometer no-fly, no-sail exclusion zone around the Antarctic coastline.
No, there are not. You can't fly by yourself anywhere in this world. I can't enter other countries with the airplane only because I feel for it. You have to go through the proper channels to get approval to enter a airspace. It's the same all over the world.
So both planes would have to travel 100 kilometers from the coastline, which means obviously if it's a globe, then they'll have to travel a further distance. If it's flat, they'll have to travel less distance. But supposing that if they meet up anything less than 20 hours, the Earth is definitely a globe, right?
This part is funny. So he admits that you would have a light the whole flight in December. I wonder why. Oh dear.
If they meet up anything after 60 hours, the Earth is very definitely flat. Now, if you give all 12 of those passengers a live feed camera, video camera, and also maybe one in the cockpit so they can see the distance travelled as well.
A live feed? Okay, but then you have to use satellites.
Alright, then there's no cheating, and one side or the other, at the end of this journey, when those two planes meet up, is going to have to say what seems to be the three hardest words in this modern clown world: I was wrong.
Yes, you are wrong. Completely wrong. Obviously, David Weiss is so stupid, so he don't understand how stupid this suggestion is. He even did make a big fuss about this video. He premiered it both on his DITRH channel and on the Silly app channel. Oh dear. Let's move on to the next fool, Taboo Conspiracy. As usual, he didn't make this video by himself. He found it at Founded Earth Brothers. Of course, it's really stupid.
Here's a look at what really occurs on July 8th, because the media really just makes the statement that 99% of the population is in sunlight this day. So I'm thinking, well, wait a minute, 99%, but they don't talk about the surface area on the Earth that's being covered with light. So that's what we're going to look at in this presentation, and we're going to compare it with both the circular level plane Earth versus the globe. And so you can see where the sun is there. It's located in Africa here. So you can see all the lit up area is the daytime. And I put this night on the sides here to show, you know, where we're at. Everybody's got to realize we've seen all these pictures, all these graphics of how the sun's hitting the the globe Earth. And I just chose different seasons here. But you're always seeing it lighting up half of the globe for all seasons.
These have been debunked so many times. He don't understand the image he's showing. He don't understand the concept with twilight and so on. Sunlight doesn't mean that you see the sun, but when the sun disappears behind the horizon, the sky will be lit up for a while. So that's what they are talking about. People are in light, not that they see the sun.
So this is a geometric limitation of what the sun and the globe heliocentric model can do. The sunlight rays always provides daylight on 50% of the Earth's surface area, no more and no less, always 50%. It can never, ever, ever change. Okay, this is the key. So now we're finding out, okay, the maximum square mileage on half of the Earth being lit is 98,355,957 square miles, no more and no less, always that number. So now we're going to take a look at the actual data for sunlight on July 8th. And when we do that, now this is a limitation of the sun and the geoid spherical Earth. Then if we look at it on a globe map, we created this. Basically, this is the daylight side of the Earth. Then on the back side, which I call the nighttime side, no sunlight. And we still got 180 degrees latitude and 180 degrees longitude. We got 12 hours of nighttime. Now, I'm using the Mercator map. I'm saying this would be the expected sunlight coverage on the spherical geoid Earth on July 8th. And this is a limitation now of 180 degrees latitude and longitude for it. This is the actual data now, as you can see here. Okay, so there's point 1 south of the sun, location 1, location number. So I show you the location numbers as it goes around from the data on the spreadsheet. Sun is zenith at plus 22.4 latitude, plus 12.5 for longitude, Belma, Nigeria. So you can see as we go around, for a while it stays within, you know, on the bottom half. When we get to that equator, it's going way beyond the sunlight coverage that the heliocentric model allows.
Wow.
And then we go the other way around. As soon as it's the equator, it's doing the same thing over here. Okay. So daylight coverage over 50% of the geoid Earth is shown on either side here in black. So there you go.
That's incredible.
This is physically impossible for the spherical geoid Earth to do this. It's limited to be 50% all the time daylight. And again, I'm just showing this to show you that this looks very similar when you look at the coverage here. You look at my lines. I'll go back and forth, but you can see it's very, very similar. I stayed within the full daylight. You can see that I didn't use any twilight.
So he deliberately ignores the different kinds of twilights, and you only need a quick search on Google to find information what they meant when they are talking about 99%. That's if you count the 3% that experience astronomical twilight. Oh dear.
Destroy.
So, what is the only sensible conclusion after watching Taboo's and David Weiss' videos? Let's quote him from the video in the beginning.
Whatever evidence globers provide, flat earthers will never believe it.
And that will be what you will hear after the final experiment. They will not believe it. They make up new stories, new fantasies. Okay, that was all for me for this time. We'll be back soon, and we'll be back soon with another live. Have a nice day. See you soon. Bye.